No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. No one ever sees me, I'm losing every battle. Can somebody save me, I'm losing every battle.
Good morning, and welcome to the Brand Momentum Morning Show. I'm your host, Faith James, and we're back. We were off for a few days while I did some amazing transformation work with some beautiful people. And I love that I get to do that. I love that I get to serve. And now I'm here serving you. So welcome. We continue to read from What You Think of Me Is None of My Business. It's a great book, easy read. And we are jumping into chapter 14. Everybody can win. Everybody can win, right? Everybody can win. And so when you think about what that means for you, question is, are you feeling like you're winning in your life? Do you feel like you're winning in your business? And this isn't a comment on like how much money you're making, just feeling into what's going on. How are things flowing? Are things flowing, or are you feeling stuck? And just notice that. Just notice that, and then make a decision on what's the next right thing to do for you. So come on in, say hi. Let's get this conversation going. I am so excited for some new things that are coming up that I want to share with you. And I get to go say hi to the people. Good morning, beautiful Brenda. How are you, gorgeous? So miss seeing your face. Good morning, Facebook user. Who is this? So comment again with your name, just so I know. And if you want to hop over to the YouTube channel, your name for sure will be coming up. For some people, if you should be able to see a link that says I'm going live using StreamYard, click here to give StreamYard permission to use your name. So that would be wonderful if you could do that. Good morning, Ellen. Good morning. I'm always excited when I can be on live, and replays are second best. Thank you for your welcome, my love. It gets to be a part of our process. It gets to be our way of being, right? So better to give than to receive. Giving, serving. Jesus says, I've come, right, to serve. So if you're checking in with yourself, I want you to notice where can you point to any kind of pockets of time where you've set aside time to serve others. Because sometimes what can happen is we're just so focused on ourselves, like looking at us, oh, my problem, this. And if you just, focus out, look around, who can I go help? It literally diminishes anything that you thought you had going on. So thank you for that, Ellen. Good morning, beautiful Karen. How are you? So good to see you here. And my other favorite Karen, how are you, gorgeous? How's the ranch? How's the 500 acres of fence coming along? Okay, great. It's Ellen. Oh, okay, Ellen. So now you're here. Perfect. So yeah, tag a friend, share. Let's get all of the beautiful people in. Good morning, Nicole. How are you, gorgeous? Let's get all the beautiful people in who are about more life, people who are looking to really get aligned to universal law, right? About more life. And that being stagnated and just being stuck in a rote of just doing the same thing, the same thing, the same thing. So let me just share with you a little bit about uh, about the leadership program. So not only am I still in it, I was asked to come and coach, and it's three. So vision is 3 days, and it's from, let's see, 9 a.m. PST to 9 p.m. PST, so California time, for 3 days. And it's even more than that, because then as a coach, once you wrap for the night, you go in and you have another hour or two of debriefing and working with leadership. And I can't even tell you what that's done for me. I mean, listen, you get so much when you push yourself beyond where you think your limits were. It's such a powerful knowing that you look at this and you go, oh my gosh, there is no way in the world I could be in a meeting for 3 days for 12 hours. And absolutely, yes, you can. Absolutely, yes, you can. For those of you who are in fitness or health and wellness, you know this concept of muscle confusion, right? Where if you just keep doing, okay, every morning I'm on my Peloton, doing my Peloton. Here I am on the Peloton again, right? It just gets to be rote. It's the same thing over and over, like a groundhog. Okay, it's Tuesday. Oh, it's Wednesday. It's the same thing. And your body can go into plateau, right? How many of you know that's true? So then the muscle confusion, right, comes in where your body's expecting, yep, it's Thursday, another Peloton day, and all of a sudden you're doing CrossFit, and it's like, whoa, what? There's no way I can do 20 burpees in succession. And you do it and you realize, wow, yes, I can. But until you push yourself closer to the edge, until you lean a little bit further and look down and go, whoa, I'm way up here, I think I'm going to fall. And you realize that you don't fall. So coming back and serving as a coach has just been, I just feel like I've been cracked wide open to like next level potential. You know, you do video games and it's like you get the points and it's like now new level. And I would just encourage every one of you, what can you do to push yourself a little bit closer to the edge? Because if you're feeling like, yep, just another day, it's another Thursday, you're in danger zone. If you're not waking up going like, whoa, I just did the thing. And I'm not saying every single day is a press, right? We're not pressing every single day, but can you press for 3 days and push yourself further than you think that you can go? And then when you realize, whoa, I survived, you have a new level of awareness of your power. So it's such a good thing. And I get to continue on into the next phase 2, which is breakthrough, which is 4 days, and breakthrough is so powerful. Good morning, beautiful Brenda. How are you, gorgeous? All right. So let's read. Everybody can win. For all the complexity of intimate relationships we have at home, most of us actually spend the biggest part of our time at work. As a consequence, the relationships we have with those at work take on tremendous importance. So if you're the CEO of you, right, you're not going to a job where you're an employee, just substitute that with people that you're in relations with. So it might be clients, it might be partners that you do a collaboration on for a masterclass, anybody else that's in your sphere when it comes to your profession, just substitute the words in here. In most instances, our work occurs in organizations of some kind where there's a structure, a hierarchy. While I shall be discussing the business organizations primarily, the same principles apply to all organizations, including those at school and church, as well as unions, service clubs, babysitting co-ops, For in each organization, there's a central problem of boss-employee or superior-subordinate relationships. Ideally, the business setting offers absolutely magnificent opportunities for people to experience that they are capable, to gain self-esteem and self-appreciation, and best of all, a sense of being a productive person. While the game called business is properly played, when the game called business is properly played, the players are continually challenged to use their abilities and have the opportunity to grow. So that's exactly what I just talked about, right? So I'm the CEO of me. There are no employees that I have an employee boss relationship. So how do I still, right? How do I still challenge myself and my abilities and have the opportunity to grow, right? You get into service, you get into opportunities to volunteer, to give back. Anything that is going to be a challenge for you is a good thing. Sometimes we avoid anything that looks like, oh, it's pain. I think it was Thomas Jefferson that says, people miss opportunities because it shows up in overalls and looks like work, right? So I could have missed an opportunity to connect with so many powerful leaders and trainers in the work of transformation because I was like, oh no, 3 days, 3 12-hour plus days. Nah, that's too much work. I need sleep. Let me tell you, was it yesterday, the day before? I didn't go to my bed till 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. And then I was up by 7 to work with my CEOs in my CEO boot camp. But it's not every day, right? Because we know we get to rest, we get to recharge, we get to have, at least a good 6, 7 hours, 8 ideally of sleep. But can you push? Can you press for a short time and go through your next level of growth? Absolutely. So those are ways that I do it because I don't have any employee, right? There's no employee. I'm the boss. It's me. So what too often happens is that the business situation becomes one in which people are, in a sense, killed. Their abilities stifled, their self-confidence undermined, their self-worth destroyed. Does that sound too harsh? Just look around you. People are continually on sick leave. They can't get along with the person next to them. The employer finds reason to make the employee wrong, and the employee finds reason to make the employer wrong. The one in charge is afraid to give the subordinates too much power or support for fear that they will want more money and more control. For those of you who are actually in an employee situation, listen up. On the other hand, the employees are afraid to support the employer too much for fear he will become more successful and powerful and will refuse to meet their needs. So what happens is that most businesses are concerned with avoiding loss rather than allowing everyone to win. Enlightened management is concerned with creating a work environment that is nurturing, supportive, fun, and prosperous for all involved. So let's just stop and inspect. You're a solopreneur, right? There are no employees, but there are people that come alongside of you in concert and support, collaboration, whatever it might be for your business, right? So if let's say you're a small business owner and you have a team that you outsource development of your website to, right? You're in relation now with that company. Enlightened management. So let's just keep that thought and read this again. Enlightened management is concerned with creating a work environment that is nurturing, supportive, fun, and prosperous for all involved. So let's just inspect recent collaborations. So now I'm talking to those of us who are not W-2 employees anywhere, but we do have people that we work with. Photographers who take our pictures, videographers who shoot and edit film for us. Are you creating an environment that is nurturing, supportive, fun, and prosperous for all involved? So that no matter if the person is in a subordinate relationship to you, that they feel that you are concerned with creating an enlightened management work experience for them. That you don't come off as, well, I'm the boss and you just get it done and I'm paying you. So, that's just how it is. Because sometimes we can get into that mode, right? And you want to remember being enlightened in all that you do. Okay, let's read on. Whether the organization is making a product or providing a service, the boss's overall purpose can be fulfilled only when the employees are able to expand their talents and abilities. So one of my VAs that does work in the CEO boot camp for me, I just said to her, these graphics need to be posted into the group every day. I briefed her on what the feel is, what the essence, what the intention of these posts are to do for the clients in the program, and I just let her go. So now I've moved her. So she's a VA. I pay the company on a monthly basis to have at least 40 hours of her time. But now I've just interacted with her and treated her as if she is part of my team, that she has decision-making power, because I don't review any of the stuff that she does. So I'm demonstrating, modeling the behavior that your thoughts matter. You have an idea on a graphic, wonderful. Does it fit the brief of inspiring them to keep going, never give up, all of the CEO mindset work that we do in the morning? Go for it. So not only is it freeing up my time, right? I don't have to take, time, brain power to handpick every single image that she's going, and which quotes are you, and I don't even school her on what the comments is that she's putting with it, just go. So that just creates an environment of trust. And that, let's just say there was a couple of times on some of the emails when I was doing the launch, when I was launching this cycle of the CEO Bootcamp, there was a typo. Okay, I make typographical errors all the time. So I'm not going to create an environment of fear that, oh my gosh, if I made a mistake with, one was, she forgot the A, so it says secure your set instead of secure your seat. Listen, I've seen typographical errors in the New York Times. So we get to be humans, and we get to create an environment in your business of trust, that people want to work with you, that they feel like you're also focused on helping them win. So by me assigning that to her, delegating that to her with no oversight other than the first meeting we had that says, this is what the intention is for this campaign that you're doing. And she just gets to choose and decide, do you think her experience of working with my company is going to be one where she's always like, yep, I want to work with Faith, because I'm not with an ice pick in the back of her neck. Oh, you missed this thing. Oh, you didn't do this. Nope. Let her go. When she gets to win, she gets to feel fully expressed. She gets to feel like her mind matters, that she's not just a short order cook taking orders from me. And it's so important, because as we come up with ideas and we get to have help in launching that, but then we treat the people who support us like they're less than us, like they don't matter because we're paying them. No bueno. Okay, let's see what Karen says. Karen says, I do mostly JV, so joint venture deals with others to help get lots of things launched. Exactly. And even with JV relationships, they also get to feel like your goal is to also help them win, right? That it's not just, hey, hierarchy, I'm up here and you're down here. So many magical things happen when you get that shift. Good morning, beautiful. I miss you too. And the pictures and the videos from your book launch tea party was so magical. Congratulations again, my love. Yeah, typos show you are human. Exactly. Oh my gosh, Brandon, my pleasure, my love. Because here's the thing, like we just get to be humans. This is just what it is. And I'm so, part of my vision is just that we get to see each other's humanity is first and foremost, that I get to see you as a person, that I don't get to treat you less than because my name is on the proverbial, right, sign out front. If we move into that space of being, everybody gets to win and everybody gets to feel equally supported and everybody gets to feel equally heard and respected, it gets to be a great way. Yes, exactly. And one of the things, Karen, that came up in the leadership training last night. Yeah, it was last night. But it's not about it. It's not a win-win. Just like, when you say win-win, it's sort of like an oxymoron. It's just win. How can we create a win? Because we're all one. We're all together. When we say win-win, it's like I'm separate from you and you're separate from me and I'm here and you're over there. We're all one. So it's just win. We all have to win. We all get to win. Love that. I love it, right? That's such a great, Karen, this is such a great empowering way of reframing that, as opposed to saying, oh my gosh, I'm challenged with, having an intimate relationship with grammar. You reframe it to say, hey, I give my editor job security, right? And success is a team sport. And if the team feel part of the whole, that their voice matters, that their contribution is important, right? It's no different than if you think about for your body, the head can't say, oh, I'm the head chef in town, because guess what? Without the neck, there's no head, right? Without the neck, your head would be like, it wouldn't function. So it's all part of the whole. Awesome. I love that. Love that. Okay. So right. So in such a work environment, people learn how to communicate, how to work with others of different backgrounds and temperaments, and how to enjoy being members of a team. In business seminars I conduct, I refer to business as a game. Like a game, a business has its rules and purpose. It has a starting point and a finish point, various objectives and players. As in a game, the players all want to win. Every individual in the business, from the president to the janitor, is playing the game. Each has a different role, which he must play well if the team is to win the game. There is no essential human difference between the president and the janitor. Fundamentally, both are lovable and capable people. The biggest difference is a functional one, right? The president is willing to assume the responsibility for the whole team, while the janitor is willing to assume responsibility for the physical maintenance. The various levels of positions within the business have little to do with better or worse. Each is a necessary function for the operation of the business. A business is like a racing shell where the coxswain steers the boat and gives the orders to those rowing. He tells them when to stroke, and set the pace. If each oarsman does his part, the team reaches its destination and wins the race. A business where things are not working reminds me of a boat in which the oarsmen are arguing with one another. Some are pulling their oars to the right direction, others are pulling to the opposite direction. In their frustration, oarsmen, members of a team, fight against the leader and amongst themselves, and the leader may not even know where the boat is going. A lot of businesses are like that. They're a mess. People working that are not on the same team, not supporting one another. They are totally concerned with avoiding loss and making others wrong. In the business seminars I conduct, I try first to establish that a business is a game in which all of the team members want to win. What I so often find is that administrators don't even know the purpose of the organization. They don't know what direction the boat is going. Some think the game is one of paperwork. Others think it's being on time. Some think it's an ego game where one player must have more power than another. And for many, the game is merely one of survival. So really, none is on the same team. If the organization is to function in a win environment, it all has to start with the boss. All has to start with you. Okay? All has to start with the boss. The person at the top is the one who creates, monitors, and maintains the environment. The boss has the responsibility of making certain that other team members know what the organizational purpose is, know what the goals are, and are in agreement with them, and understand the individual reward for being there. Understand that they are winning. Now, how do we define the purpose of an organization? My premise is that everything in life is set up as a spiritual opportunity. Therefore, the essential purpose of a business or of any other organization is for its participants to experience enlightenment. The second purpose is to create a service or a product for the community and an opportunity for members of the organization to make a livelihood. When you see the organizational purpose as a spiritual opportunity, you, boss or employee, can transcend life by seeing that everything in life, your job, your money, your relationships, all come out of your level of spiritual consciousness, your own intention. Such awareness challenges the barriers and obstacles and makes possible mastery of your life. And that means mastery of business and organizations. Organizations will work when you know how to make them work. An enlightened manager is a person who has effectively handled her relationship with herself and feels sufficiently complete within herself to allow the same space for others working on the team or in the organization to expand and enjoy self-confidence. A job setting that meets these conditions is one in which everyone wins and prospers, one where people invest their time and effort because they love it. And an unenlightened manager is one who has not effectively handled his relationship with himself and sees the job setting only as a place to get a job done. He doesn't see the job setting as a place for people to grow, to make and correct errors, as a place for people to be supported in their mistakes as well as in their successes. Unfortunately, in our society, we've been conditioned not to work, but to try to get out of working. Too bad, because I find that the happiest people on the planet are those who are working, not just going to a job, but really working. The unhappy people are those who are on welfare or being taken care of, either publicly or privately. Another unhappy group are those so wealthy that they have no need for making a livelihood and have lost their purpose in life. In an organization, there are inevitable job descriptions, a breakdown of the overall function so that each person has a specific slot and space and place. Whatever the slot, the person who is in it needs to feel the satisfaction from a job well done. She must feel that she is productive and is making a contribution to the organization and the community, right? So that was what I just explained to you about my VA, that she doesn't feel less relevant or less important because she's a virtual assistant, that she feels, yes, I'm actually contributing to the energy, I'm contributing to the experience that these CEOs are having in the CEO boot camp, because she's the one that's coming up with the content. She's the one that's coming up with the quotes that are meant to be inspiring and building up their mindset every single morning. So important. So I'll give you an example of one thing that happened in the program just recently. So, right, I had these 3 days of 14 hours, in some instances 16, like literally one time I was taking a bath. Oh my gosh, I did another goddess bath at 3:30 in the morning. Right? 3:30 in the morning I was outside picking petals, because that was part of the homework, and I get to do the homework with the people in the program as well. And that's a push, because listen, at 3:30 in the morning, like I'm just trying to go to sleep. I have time to run a bath right now. Like, are you serious? And it's that late because the program wrapped at midnight. But then, right, what did I say? We have an hour, hour and a half, sometimes 2 hours debriefing with the leadership. And then we get to go do the homework that was assigned to the students. You talk about pushing and stretching. So one of the trainers in my program is actually in the leadership program with me. And they had let me know that, obviously they're not going to be able to do their portion of the masterclass on that day because of the leadership program. And I said, yeah, absolutely. So I fully knew that many days in advance. And I didn't notify my VA. I didn't send a note specifically to the CEOs in the program. I just chose to go unconscious, like, oh my God, I'm so busy, I can't deal with this right now. And then, right, and making excuses to step out of my leadership. So then what happens, I got so busy in the program, in the leadership program, then here now is my VA in my WhatsApp freaking out, like, oh my gosh, I don't know what happened. The trainer didn't show up, and she's panicking. I have one of the CEOs in my other WhatsApp going, I don't know what happened. She didn't show up. And so a decision had to be made, right? How do I choose to handle this? Do I choose to make excuses because I'm the CEO and can't nobody say nothing to me anyway? Or do I choose to see every person's humanity and recognize that I created this by not taking action in that moment? So I wrote a note in the group and said, listen, I get to acknowledge a breakdown. I had known for days that the trainer was not going to be able to do the masterclass because, in fact, she's in this program with me. And I didn't notify anyone. And so what was more important? So it's not about making stories and excuses, because this is the racket. And this is why I'm so in love with this work of being, really fully present to emotional intelligence, is because I could say, oh my gosh, guys, I got so busy and I forgot. But that's stories. What's underneath that was me being selfish, me being all about me, my life, my busyness, and not giving equal consideration to the CEO's time, my VA's time, because she's on it. So she's, opening up the Zoom. She's going to open it up and see there's no trainer coming. So then I create panic in her life, right? I waste the CEO's time because I'm like, leaders are early. They're early. They're sitting there waiting. So what's that? What was that? That was selfishness, right? That was me thinking, they love me. It's not going to be a big deal, right? Taking their love and loyalty for granted. And so I said, what got in the way was selfishness and my comfort. I just didn't want to take the time. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm so busy. They'll understand. And so then you get to clean that up and say, what you can expect from me moving forward is rigor and discipline to the calendars and communicating the minute I have information, and you keep it moving. So you get out of stories and justification, because that's just how a lot of relationships just keeps being stuck where they are, because we're not willing to stand up and be seen in like, yes, I was being selfish. I was only thinking about me and my needs and what I need, and I disregarded other people's time as being less important than my time. And I get to be witnessed in that moment of, yes, I'm acknowledging this breakdown, fully present. If any of you who are Game of Thrones fans, do you remember when Cersei was locked up for having this incestual relationship with her brother, and the priest and the church people found out, and they shaved her hair, and she was stripped naked and, in handcuffs and walking down through the kingdom. And the church lady in front of her was saying, shame, shame, shame. So everybody got to see her shame. And she just, wasn't fun. You get to feel it, because then for the next time, it's a reminder. You see every person's humanity. Nobody's less than you. Right? Your time is no more important than anybody else's time. We are one. It's the same. It's not two different times. It's not two different levels of importance. We all together on this planet are one. So if my time is important, everybody's time is important. If my comfort is important, everybody's comfort is important. We don't get to distinguish and say, well, I'm the boss, so therefore. So, and that was such a powerful awakening for the CEOs to go like, whoa, what the heck just happened? She just called herself selfish. Yes, I did. Because that's a racket that I run that says, oh, I'm so busy. Oh, but they love me. No, we don't get to do that. I don't get to do that. And so, yes, Karen, she said, shame. You get to feel it and see it. So we know for the next time, listen, I'm like, bring on something Game of Thrones, please. Exactly. Stories become procrastination and excuses. Simple. And notice, because I'm so fully expressed in my leadership, one of the CEOs, she's like, Faith, it's okay. Don't be so harsh on yourself. Don't say things like you're selfish, and don't be so judgmental on yourself. And it's like, no, this gets to happen. This gets to happen because we keep running the same record. It keeps playing this, nothing changes. And then we accept this all across everywhere we go. Oh, you're like, oh, no worries. No, it's a problem. The traffic is not the story. That's just a story. Why did you choose not to say, okay, right, I'm going to get there 5 minutes ahead because I know I'm meeting with Mary, and Mary's time is as important as my time. So I know that there tends to be traffic here on 95. So I'm going to leave a little bit earlier because I respect and value her time. It's powerful when you can stand there and just get feedback and go, thank you, and not go like, not jump into your defensiveness. So that's when you're not ruled by ruled by emotions. You respond versus react. It's such a powerful thing. Guys, if you're not in leadership, I ask you, what is it that you want your life to be? Do you want to be in a place where you could just be, and you can just exist from a place of truth and knowing? Good morning, beautiful Juliet C. Another leader in the house. I love it. Karen says, we who live under the roof of the world live on the face of the world as a whole family. Absolutely, we're one. We are one. Absolutely. When you're high in your emotional intelligence, you respond versus reacting. So give some thought to, how are you being? Even like I said, this section we just read, right? She said it was about organizations, but you can see how you can apply it to you as an individual running a company and having partners or having people that you collaborate with. Like my example with my VA, right? My example with my trainers who are in the program. right? Again, not because I'm the CEO means I get to run roughshod over the people who are part of the organization because either I pay you or I'm giving you access. I'm giving you privileged access. You should be so grateful. And that doesn't mean I get to treat your time as any less important than my time. Does not get to happen. Absolutely not. So think about for your environment, how are you being with the people who are in your place? Are they feeling like, yes, I love doing work with this company, or it's, oh, they're so this, they're so that. Think about what I just said to you, right? My whole thing is about branding, right? 25 plus years building brands for Fortune 500 blue chip brands. It gets to be precise and perfection. And so moving away from that way of being to, yep, I'm going to have my VA run this campaign. Briefed her once and go. Typos, I just bring it to her attention. I don't like create a scene, because when you create an environment of fear, which you create an environment where people feel like, oh my gosh, if you ever made one mistake with her, forget it. It's like The Devil Wears Prada. You guys know that movie. Not a fun place to come to work. Not a fun place where you feel like everything that you're doing is being judged and like nitpick. And like I said, you've got like an ice pick in your neck. You can't breathe because it's like, oh my God, what's next? As opposed to it's a collaborative experience. It's a collaborative experience, and we're humans and we're going to make errors, and it's okay. As long as we learn from it and keep moving forward, it's okay. Because until you allow for errors to happen in your organization, you don't even know what needs to be fixed. You might think something's running really smoothly until somebody says, oh, this thing didn't happen, or this link didn't work. It's like, oh, totally forgot about that link. That link's been there since the old campaign. Get to fix that. Thank you. You're grateful. You're not like, oh my God, I'm embarrassed. Now they're saying things. You create too much chaos for yourself. Too much chaos for yourself. Exactly. And that's so important. An environment of trust, of kindness, of grace. So very important. Yeah, nobody can be their best self because they're scared. They're afraid of you. Not a good place to be. Just like seriously, Miranda would choose violence. And it's not a good place to be. So think about creating a win, right? No win-win, just a win in your organization. How can we create a win where the game is everybody on the team matters and everybody on the team gets to win, right? That there is clear understanding. So one of the things when I talk about what is your vision, what's your purpose, right? What is it that you're trying to do in this world? What are you here to do? Make that be so clear, right? You know, Habakkuk 2:2, write the vision and make it plain so that he who sees it can go run tell that. They're not confused. What is this company about? I'm not really sure. Because here's the one thing that it was a story, gosh, I heard this many, many years ago. But the Four Seasons, and I don't know if this policy is still in place, but it certainly was. And it's if it's not in place, it needs to come back. It's brilliant. So every single person, from the CEO to the janitor to the head of engineering to the dishwasher, has power over $1,000 of the Four Seasons money. What that means is they are empowered to fix anything for the guests that's $1,000 or less. Nobody has to say, oh, let me go find the manager. So example, I ordered the chicken and it was overdone and was really dry. No worries. I'm so sorry about that. Let me take that off your bill straight away. It's handled, right? If the dinner was $50, it's handled. Oh, I parked here and I didn't realize that it was $100 per day, and the bell guy told me I could park here, and then now I'm getting this bill for $600. No worries, we'll take care of this. It's handled. When you empower your entire organization in that way, what do you think the experience is when people go to the Four Seasons? It's like, oh my gosh, everything is handled. There's no waiting around. So you feel like you matter. They're like, oh no, your happiness, your joy is our biggest concern. They don't have to tell you I only have up to $1,000, but think about $1,000 in hospitality that you just get to sort out. The experience, right? So the vision, right? Everybody's on that same playing field of the guests get to have a beautiful, magical experience where they don't see any problems, any challenges. So from housekeeping, right? To parking, to the grounds control. Oh, I just washed my car and I parked it here. They said I could park it here. And then all of a sudden the sprinklers came on and my car is now completely wet. And no worries, it's handled. We're so sorry about that. Can you imagine? So that's what we get to create. Yes, exactly. This is key. It's like you're already living it. This is why I say when my mentor David talks about surrounding yourself with opulence. Don't wait for, I'm going to wait until I get this and then I'm going to have fresh cut flowers. No, go get you some Publix fresh cut flowers, $7.99, whatever, now. And start living it and feeling it and being it. And then you'll get more of it to be fully expressed in. Absolutely. Yeah. When you journal, when I do my journaling, it's so happy and grateful to God now that you write it like it's already done. My third book is a New York Times bestseller. I've hit the Wall Street Journal list of, top 60, under 60. Anything that you want, you write it like it's done and you give thanks for it. And then you take inspired action. We cannot forget that part. Faith without works is dead. So if you're desirous of having a house manager, then you say, I'm so happy and grateful now that I have 2 house managers that manage my home and take care of all of the interior and the exterior of anything that needs to get done in the house. They're so happy. They come to work with joy and eat, right? You write it like it's done. And then here comes the good part. Then you take inspired action and you go research. What are the roles and responsibilities of a house manager? What do house managers charge? Talk to people who have a house manager. You're taking action. You're not just sitting there going, I am intending a house manager. And that next week, somebody's just going to knock on your door and say, hey, I hear you're looking for a house manager. No, you got to go take the inspired action. Yeah, because the guest service, Melody, you've been in hospitality for at least 15 years. The experience is where it's at. Because even when you have a challenge and you think about that, how can you replicate that in your own business? How can you replicate the Four Seasons level guest service experience in your business? Let that be your challenge, your homework challenge. Let's think about that. Yes. Good morning, Dora. Thanks for joining. Create a life of blessings right now. Yeah. Not someday, not tomorrow, not in the sweet by and by. Right now, right here. Our favorite line is your epic life starts now, right? This is not a practice life. Live it and be it right now. Absolutely. So your environment, your ways of being, whether you have employees or not, people who are in your sphere, how are they feeling? How are they coming across to you? Do they know? what the game plan is? Do you have a vision statement? Hint. Do you have an actual vision statement? Do you have an actual mission statement? That if you were going to hire a web designer, that you could say, and here's the company's mission statement. All of the work that requires foundational elements get to be done. Create a culture with love and care for everyone. Yes, that everybody matters. Everybody matters. Not just the CEO, not just the EVP, not just the CFO. Everybody matters. If you adopt that way of being, magical things happen in your business. Trust me. Yes. You're welcome, my love. This is what we do here, right? It's your vitamin I. It's inspiration. You come here and you get ideas and you're like, oh yeah, I get to do that too. What is it that you're causing in this world? What is, like I like to say, what good are you up to in the world? Set it plainly so anyone who comes in contact, you're going to be talking about your business on a show, you're being interviewed, you're whatever. Here's the mission. You're doing your media kit. Here's our mission is, right? Mission of the show, to be a sweet source of inspiration, your daily dose of vitamin I for life and business. So important. So important. Karen says, live the life we love, awake, aware, and alive, happy, healthy, wealthy, with peace of mind. Brilliant. Brilliance. Love that. All right. So I am going to wrap us. I hope this served you well today. Start thinking about your environment, your ways of being. Are you creating an environment, whether you have employees or just, contractors, JV, whatever it might be, where your name on the street, the word on the street about you, right? So this is where we get into brand reputation, that the word on the street about you is, yeah, this company is steeped in integrity. They're a stand-up. If you can work with anyone, I don't care where you go, work with this person, right? Even though, nevertheless, even though it's right, it's tough sometimes. You're afraid to put a spotlight on yourself because you're worried that people are going to see the cracks and the flaws. But I'm telling you, your vulnerability is your superpower. Because let me tell you what just happened. When I did that in our private Facebook group, everybody was just like, well, even the trainer who the incident was, she wrote me privately. She was like, let me tell you exactly what she says. I don't have to guess. And that's just a good example for us to model. She said, wow, I respect what you just said in the group, right? Respect. Do you think you'll lead more people when you show up that way, without stories, without excuse, without reason, that just says, yeah, I was being selfish and I was just focusing on my own comfort. And what you can count on me moving forward is a recognition that you matter and that your humanity matters and that I'm not better than you and my time isn't any more important than yours and that I will be present to the details in the calendar. I mean, it's the reason I have a VA. It would have been an easy thing to just WhatsApp her and say, hey, no training session today. Let the people know. This is what I'm saying. All it takes for me to do, guys, I got her on WhatsApp speed dial, send her an audio message. Doesn't matter what time it is, where she is, she'll get it. And she will action it because she's got access to all of my stuff. So it wasn't that, oh, I didn't have time, I'm going to have to create and write the email. I just didn't want to be bothered. I'm just so focused on what I'm doing. And so when you can strip back the excuses and see, what is that character trait that just rose up? Right? It's, oh, I'm now a coach in leadership. I'm special. I'm anointed now. I have time for that. That gets to be sorted out. No, ma'am. No, ma'am. It's yes and. Yes and. Both and. Yes, you get to do this leadership work and lead more people into their potential, and you get to handle your business and let the people know that something's off the schedule and respect people's time. Absolutely. No victim role. Because when you play victim, you're basically giving away your power. You're giving away your control. You're saying, oh, I was so out of control. I didn't. But when I said no, I'm not playing victim. I chose to be selfish. I chose to be focusing on me. And what you can expect from me moving forward is that shit got to go. That's accountability. That is you. I am responsible. Not making stories, not making excuses, no justification, no nothing. I am responsible. I chose to be selfish. I chose in that moment to be more comfortable in my own doings than to worry about other people's calendar. And when you can speak the truth, right? When you can speak the truth and stand there and take it, like seriously, shame, shame. Now, the trainer, thanks, beautiful. The trainer is like, wow, I respect what you did. So my respect quotient has just gone like skyrocketing because many people who aren't fully present to an emotional intelligence work would hide from that and make a reason and excuse and not call themselves out and saying, oh, no, I was being selfish. And you can expect better from me. And we clean it up and we move on. All right. So I get to go hang out with the ladies over in Women Helping Women group. If you're in that group, come hang with me. I go live there at 11:15. And it's a 30 minutes quick Facebook Live. You know, I go there and I train on a particular topic. So come hang there. Otherwise, I will see you, what are we, Thursday? Yep. Tomorrow we continue reading in the book. So, you know, every month we're on the same book. So we deepen our learning and our understanding. And then we get ready for a new book coming up in June. But in the meantime, we get to just stay present and focus, do the work, think about your ways of being. What is your way of being in your business, and just inspect how have you been treating the people that have been in your world. I'll leave this one last, I keep saying it because, you know, I haven't been here for a minute. I'm like, oh, wait, I got to tell them this, tell them that. So the book, maybe we'll do that. Maybe we'll do that for next month. Let me think about it. But the idea of gift giving, the science of giftology, completely changed the way that I interact with clients and gift giving. Because, you know, one of the things, it's like the obligatory, here comes a can of popcorn and the caramel cheese and whatever, because it's holidays, it's Christmas, it's Hanukkah. You know, here comes the Easter basket to your clients. Like they expect that. They're expecting that because it's like, we got to send out the things. But the science of giftology talks about gift giving as a way that just is a brilliant way to surprise and delight your clients, because it's just like it's a random Tuesday in May and your client gets a gift from you, a thoughtful gift. So one of the things that that caused me to do was when I added the Swarovski line to my business, and I called it the Bling Your Brand. That for me started as a way of gift giving. So now when I have a new client, and this just recently started, but I have a new client, I can go through and go, oh, they would absolutely love this. One of my clients, I gave her a Swarovski Trinity cross and she absolutely loves it. And it's like, do you think I'm forever emblazoned in her mind like she just got a gift? I mean, she was just so blown away. So it's these little things that we can do, our ways of being, that says, yeah, of course. Yeah, I'm the consultant. You're paying me to do work on your brand, but I still get to give you a gift just because. So we'll talk more about that. We'll talk more about that. Absolutely. Thank you, my love. Thank you. This is what we do. Vitamin I, right? Exactly. Everybody's expecting the Harry and David boxes with the usual stuff, and you get to be different. You get to be thoughtful and considered. So I may bring that book as our next reading. Let me think about that. So go be awesome. Go be wonderful. Just go do something fabulous for you. And I will see everybody back here tomorrow morning, 10 a.m. Eastern time. And go do, if you haven't done a goddess bath yet. So listen, now I've done 2 in a week. Like, who's winning? Me. Go start winning. Go woosah and go get your goddess bath. I'll see everybody tomorrow. Bye-bye.
you.